Attention passionate Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Buffalo Bills' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Buffalo Bills fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, this is one of those stories that you just can't ignore if you're a Bills fan, or even if you're a football enthusiast who loves the drama and the strategic moves that shake up the league. Recently, there's been a lot of buzz around a potential blockbuster trade that could redefine the landscape of the AFC East, and quite possibly, the entire AFC playoff picture. Yes, we're talking about the Philadelphia Eagles, a team that's been in a bit of a transitional phase, looking to rebuild their roster after some tough seasons, and the Buffalo Bills, a team that's been knocking on the door for a Super Bowl for quite some time now. And what's most fascinating about all this is how a single trade could act as a ripple effect, impacting everything from team strategies to playoff odds and even the future of the division. So what's this big news about? Well, sources close to the league are indicating that the Eagles might be willing to trade Devonta Smith, the dynamic and highly talented wide receiver, to the Bills. That's right, Devonta Smith, the Slim Reaper, a player who's proven to be a game-changer with his explosive speed, precise route running, and ability to make contested catches. Smith has emerged as a true X-factor, a player who can turn a game around in an instant. In the 2025 season, despite some injuries, he's managed to rack up 32 receptions for 462 yards and 3 touchdowns in just 8 games. His yards per reception, averaging around 14. 4 yards show his big play capability, and he's been a huge threat in the passing game, especially highlighted by his 118 yards against the Cowboys in Week 4. And for those who follow the stats, he has a career total of 340 receptions, nearly 800 yards and 30 touchdowns, with a PFF grade of 83. One which puts him among the better receivers in the league. His contested catch rate, over 87 with a 50% success rate, shows he's a reliable target even under pressure, and comparisons to Amari Cooper's level of precision are not unfounded. Now, why would the Eagles consider trading away Smith? Well, that's where the context gets interesting. Philadelphia, currently with a 4-4 record and about $14 million in cap space, is in a bit of a rebuild mode. Their defense has been leaking points. They're allowing about 27 points per game, and their offensive line has been under pressure, surrendering around 31 sacks so far this season. The Eagles are also dealing with some cap constraints, especially with players like Brown, who's costing them $28 million in extensions. The team is eyeing young talent, particularly on the defensive line, looking to bolster their pass rush after some slumps from Jalen Hurts, who's been inconsistent at times, with a QB rating of just 82. 3 per NFL.com. The trade in this context might be viewed as a strategic move to gather draft picks, especially a first-rounder in 2026 and a fourth-round pick in 2027, to rebuild the roster with a focus on youth and cap flexibility. For the Bills, this trade could be a game-changer. Imagine Devonta Smith lining up alongside Stefon Diggs, with Gabe Davis also in the mix. This trio would give Buffalo one of the most explosive receiving corps in the league, capable of stretching defenses and creating mismatches all over the field. Smith's ability to separate from defenders is well documented. He's a master of creating space, which would significantly boost Josh Allen's passing game. Allen, who's been up and down this season with 700 yards, 22 touchdowns, and a passer rating of 85. 7 could really benefit from a receiver with Smith's skill set. The addition of Smith would not only elevate the Bills' passing attack, but it could also open up the running game, as defenses would have to respect the deep threat, leading to more manageable second-down situations. Plus, with Smith's ability to make contested catches, he could be crucial in the red zone, where the Bills have struggled at times this season. And don't forget, he's a player with minimal injury history, having missed only 1 game due to an ankle injury in 2025. His consistency and reliability are key factors that make him a perfect fit for Buffalo's playoff push. Now let's talk about the impact. If this trade goes through, it's not just about adding a talented receiver, it's about shifting the entire dynamic of the Bills' offense. With Smith in motion and aligned in different formations, Buffalo could see an increase of around 8. 6 yards per pass attempt, a significant boost considering their current average. His presence would also improve the Bills' third down efficiency, which currently hovers around 41%, but could see an increase with a player of his caliber. This translates into more sustained drives, more scoring opportunities, and ultimately more wins. And when you look at the bigger picture, this move would make the Bills even more formidable in the AFC East, a division that's always competitive but now could see Buffalo pulling ahead with this kind of weaponry. The AFC East has been a battleground with the Jets, Dolphins, and Patriots all trying to assert dominance, but adding Smith could give Buffalo that extra edge they need to become the division favorite once again. It could also be a strategic move that shifts the power balance in the AFC, especially as the Bills aim for their third Super Bowl appearance in recent years. And speaking of the playoffs, the odds could shift dramatically. FanDuel already has the Bills, Super Bowl odds at plus 1,200, but with a move like this, those odds could improve to around plus 600. That's a huge jump, reflecting increasing confidence in Buffalo's championship potential. And if we look at other recent trades, like the Jets acquiring Adams in 2023, which boosted their odds to plus 1,600, it's clear that acquiring top-tier receivers can have a tangible impact on a team's championship chances. The Bills, with Smith, could position themselves as serious contenders against the likes of the Chiefs and other AFC powerhouses. The game plan now isn't just about making the playoffs, but about building a team that's capable of making a deep postseason run, and adding a player like Smith might just be the piece that puts them over the top. But of course, this isn't just about immediate gains. It's about the long-term vision. The Bills are clearly trying to set themselves up for sustained success, and this trade could be a pivotal moment in that strategy. It's reminiscent of the 90s revival in the league, where teams built around star players and innovative offenses to dominate for years. Buffalo's front office seems to be thinking along those lines, aiming to create a new era of dominance, leveraging the talent they have and adding key pieces at the right time. Smith's arrival could be the spark that ignites this new chapter, especially with the playoff picture still very much in reach. Of course, there are questions and uncertainties. Will the Eagles really move on from Smith? What will it cost the Bills in draft capital? And how will Smith adapt to the Bills' offense and the intense playoff atmosphere? These are all questions that only time will answer, but the signs point to a real possibility that this could happen. And if it does, the ripple effects will be felt across the league. The Bills would have one of the most dangerous offenses in the AFC, and their chances of making a deep run would skyrocket. It's the kind of move that could define a franchise's future for years to come, and Bills fans should be excited about what this could mean for their team. Pause here, just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Buffalo Bills news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So as we look ahead, the potential trade for Devonta Smith isn't just a rumor anymore. It's shaping up to be one of those pivotal moments in NFL history that could redefine a team's trajectory. For the Bills, this move symbolizes a bold step forward, a sign that they're not just content with being playoff participants, but are aiming for that ultimate goal, the Super Bowl crown. Smith's addition would not only bring a new level of excitement to Buffalo's offense, but also send a message to the rest of the league that the Bills are serious contenders, ready to take on anyone in their path. It's a strategic gamble, yes, but one that could pay enormous dividends, especially considering the current landscape of the AFC. What about the fans? Well, I can tell you that the excitement is palpable. Bills fans have been waiting for a move like this, a statement that their team is willing to do whatever it takes to bring home that elusive championship. With the right pieces in place, especially a receiver who can change the game in an instant, the Bills could be on the verge of something special. And the NFL community is watching closely, knowing that this could be one of those trades that gets talked about for years, a turning point in the franchise's history. And now, Buffalo Bills fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Bills. Do you think this trade will happen? How do you see Smith fitting into the offense? And what do you think this means for the Bills' Super Bowl chances? I'll be back soon with more updates and analysis. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and keep the Bills' pride alive. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Bills.